Hi everyone, welcome back to Joanne Tech Lover. I'm Joanne and I'm back from Computex and I'm not sick. And I think it's because I actually got some sleep on this trip, which is unheard of, but I decided to skip some of the party so that I would be fresh and ready for the full days of work ahead. And it was exhausting, but it was definitely a lot of fun too. And I'll be showing you a photo slideshow of what I experienced in Taipei. So the tech at Computex and, some spots to visit. You could probably reference that if you're ever there. And if you want to see the coverage of Computex 2015, be sure to look on NeweggTV on YouTube to see those videos. Let's start from the beginning. So I like to travel light and I brought a blue duffel bag with me as well as a green smallish luggage that I checked in. And once again, I went with NeweggTV this year. It was so awesome that I got to go to Computex. Now let's move on, and I was actually really happy about the movies that were on board. I believe it was China Airlines, not Air China, and they had a lot of new movies. For example, Still Alice, which I watched, was really sad, but it was a good movie. And what was the other one? I watched some Asian movie. It was like 20 again, some grandma that turned 20 again. Anyway, it was kind of funny. And the food, not bad. I got pasta, it was a beef pasta and a bunch of little items here and there. I do like the fancy looking menu that they have for you right here. I also played some games and I forgot what this is called, something robot. Anyway, you collect these energy spots, and then you get a shield you can activate so you don't get killed. It's fun, but I've never been very good at the, Super Mario World type of games. Now moving right along, this was breakfast, so before I got into Taipei. Definitely should have picked the omelet. I don't know, seafood congee just was not very good. Normally, I prefer pork. And yay, I'm in Taiwan. Unfortunately, though, before I left, my handle of my luggage broke, so it just stuck there and I just had to carry it, but no biggie, it wasn't all that heavy anyway, just had some clothes in it and whatnot. And this is what they served at the 7-Elevens in Taipei. Warm, hot foods, all kinds like corn, meatballs and whatnot. They even had steamed egg in one. I was quite impressed. And here's a look at the hotel room. I loved it. It was really awesome this time. Nice and fancy, plenty of space as you can see here. And the bathroom was really cool too, but it's okay. I don't think I'll show you that. The decor at the Miramar Garden, which was the hotel we stayed at, was pretty cool. I mean, as you can see by this sculpture here, as well as some large potted fake plants, I believe. And here's a look at the streets of Taipei, or one of them. And here is the first stop. It was late, it was like 1 or 2 a.m., but we had to get some food, so we heard that this was a really famous beef noodle spot, and we ordered some beef noodles. And I believe it was like $120 or maybe a little bit more per person, which is, I don't know, like $4 or $5 for this bowl of noodles. It was pretty good, but I'd have to say my second experience of beef noodles in Taipei was better. And back to the hotel. So the bidet. I think it's one of the few times I've used it, so I just kind of took advantage of it. It's fun. Makes you feel clean. And I also learned that if you do tip, you really don't need to tip anything more than 100 Taiwanese dollars anywhere you go, and not usually for food, but like for example your hotel stay, you should probably tip your maid service 100 a day. And we did take the metro a lot, and they had this funny poster up. Breastfeeding rooms are available in some metro stations. It's kind of cool, actually, but, there really aren't any in my area. Anyway, and this is just a top-down view of the metro that we took. I suppose they called it the MRT. And I really did not like the handlebars. They were quite oily, so I just tried to bend my knees while standing and try not to fall. Anyway, and this is something that you will find very useful if you travel to Taipei. I don't know, they probably have some other type all over the world, but this is Wi-Fi on the go, which is just great when you're traveling for business or just anywhere really. Don't you want to stay connected? And the thing is, it was so cheap. I got 4G, for the whole week for only $35, $36 USD. So totally worth it. We did have some time before the hustle and bustle of Computex, so Corsair was nice enough to take us around Taipei. I believe the first place we stopped at was Chiang Kai-shek. Has my last name in it. Anyway, it was beautiful. I mean, look at the details of this temple, and let's move along. And then we went up to the main temple where we were able to see a performance by the guards there. They were all dressed in white. It was really immaculate, even though it was so hot. So, kudos. And then the steps. There were a lot of steps, yes. And then here is a look at the inside. And here is the guard. This is the roof of the temple. It's gorgeous. And also my phone is awesome, so. And this is the look from the top of the main temple. And as you can see, it not only has beautiful architecture, but also gardens. It's lush and green. And it was just a beautiful sight to see. And there's me, I just had to take a picture with it. And these were the vending machines that we saw scattered about, and it was really useful and not super expensive, so since we walked so much, it was nice to just see water everywhere. And of course, what foreign country is complete without hanging ducks and chickens? I don't really remember what the street is called, but they have a lot of cool stuff here, like these scallion pancakes, which are great. You can have it plain, or they can add basil, egg, and cheese to it. So good. And I hear the lines here are a little bit crazy, so definitely check this place out. And the fruit stand, oh my goodness, I have never seen such ginormous guava before. They are like triple the size of the guava trees here, at least my guava tree, and they don't have small ones. This place has a banner that says that it is CNN's rated Taipei's best beef noodles, and they were very good, but I'm not sure if this is true. It's probably true. Anyway. Inside, you do get some small dishes, maybe 30 Taiwanese dollars each, and then the beef noodle. It has tomato in it, and I have to say, it was really, really good. I was impressed. Here's another street in Taipei, and I don't know, I just like taking pictures of my surroundings. And I took a picture of this because I just thought, wow, look at these trees. They're so pretty with these hanging pods, and there's just so many. I guess I just like being around nature. And I believe this is either a temple or just a place where they sold stuff. And here's the entrance to Elephant Mountain. So I was really excited before I left in the announcement video to Computex, and here I am, Anyway, so let's continue. This character is Shang. That is elephant. And then Shan, that's mountain. So if you wanted to ask someone, just go, where is Shangshan? And these sneakers that I wore, by the way, they were the death of me. Oh my goodness, my feet hurt every day. At the end of it, just pins and needles. Who says that? Pins and needles. Oh yes, Guru. Anyway, so here's what the steps look like. Most of them were kind of uniform, but some were bigger, some were smaller, but I have to say none were quite as bad as the ones you'd experience at the Great Wall of China. This is a look at the Taipei 101 Tower, and too bad it was so overcast, but you can still get a view of it. This was probably a third or halfway up the mountain. I think it had like 500 steps, and of course I took photos of the greenery. I just thought it was very beautiful. This was a really good experience, I have to admit, but it kind of kicked my butt, and I was like, okay, I really need to work out. Speaking of working out, they also had a gym of sorts out here, pull-up bar and whatnot. Nope. I tried, and I could never do a pull-up. I don't know why. Yeah, at least I tried. I took a picture of our trek down from Elephant Mountain, and it's just gorgeous. Look at that green. It's just so vibrant. And it's nothing like the, green I see back home, which is just brown mountains. Anyway, moving on. One more look at the Taipei 101, and there's me on a big rock. Yes, I felt like King of the Rock, or Queen of the Rock, powerful. Anyway, it was just really fun. I just really wanted to climb up it, and I wonder if people carve these steps into it. Probably. Here's another look at another street, and I believe this was kind of like a smallish farmer's market. I didn't really buy anything here. I guess the only thing I'm really interested in buying is food. And here is an up-close look at the Taipei 101 Tower and the entrance. We waited at Din Tai Fung, which, as you can see, even in Taipei, huge lines because, hey, this is where the, mother restaurant is, so I'm gonna wait here and eat their food. The Taipei DTF is, I believe, a little bit better than the one in the States, but not by a lot. The main thing I noticed that was different was just the bigger menu. For example, drunken chicken. I love drunken chicken. I mean, it just sounds fun, right? We paid, I believe, 500 or was it 600? I'm not sure. I think 500 Taiwanese dollars to get to the 91st floor of the Taipei 101 building. And I believe this is the second tallest building in the world. It was the first in 2004, but got replaced by a building in Dubai in 2010. I'm not too sure about that, but anyway, love how my camera can capture the shot at night. Awesome. And this one was cool. It was kind of scary. It gave me a little bit of vertigo because it's a mirror staring up. But the thing is, it looks like it's just a glass floor, so yeah. And this round beehive contraption is supposed to help when there's an earthquake. It'll help keep the building level, I suppose. Well, here, there's a better explanation. To enhance safety and comfort by vibration isolating and energy dissipating. Boom. And inside the 101 building, I did see some really cool coral carvings, like this old man and these crabs, because I love crabs. They're so delicious. I really liked that crown, but nothing here was affordable. This thing is super cool. It is a coral gemstone measuring 141 centimeters or 4.6 feet, I believe. And what's amazing about it is that it only grows 1 centimeter every 10 years. See, it says right here. So this thing right here is over 1,000 years old. Actually, what's really funny is that someone just thought, hey, let me just pluck this from the ocean and then display it. Anyway, still really, really awesome to see this in person. This piece really impressed me. It wasn't super big, but it was big enough. And if I zoom in, you could see the details. For example, the tree leaf clumps, the little huts with people in them, and the people even have expressions. But that's, you know, less noticeable. I spy with my little eyes something really cool about this picture. Do you see it? No? Okay. It is this. I saw the starfish, so I'm just like, oh my gosh, this little guy just made this coral 10 billion times cooler. Nothing to see here, just a jade sculpture of a monkey hoarding peaches riding a horse. Yep. I believe this is a jade carving of lettuce. Maybe the artist had a craving. We also went to the outdoor observatory. Since it was so foggy, I didn't really see much, so I took a photo of the telescope. Yep. Afterwards, we went to the Raohe market. If you say it, maybe it's Raohe? Anyway, they have so much stuff here, like fried crab, awesome. You can imagine the Raohe night market as a huge farmer's market back home, but with a lot more exotic foods. They also had grilled squid, and they even had grilled clams, which is something I haven't seen before, at least not on a skewer. And I think it's hilarious that this picture looks like a dumpling. Everyone stayed away from the stinky tofu, but it was calling me. I ate some, yes, it was delicious. I think if you grew up eating this stuff, then it's not so weird to you when you're older. This was delicious. I mean, what's not delicious about fruit on a stick glazed with caramelized sugar? It was so yummy. And in Chinese, this is called bing hulu, I believe. And they've had this type of dessert for a long time. Because, I mean, I don't know how accurate historical dramas are from China, but they've been around since the emperor days. Also saw some kid trying to get some fish. I mean, this would have excited me when I was a kid, but now it's kind of just like responsibility, pets are responsibility. One big Roddy is enough. This guy was really friendly and he kept posing for the photos. He really didn't need to. I just wanted to take a photo of these sausages. I didn't get to try one, but maybe next year. And steak! But more on this later. So if you go to Taipei, I would recommend trying these fruit. They are shaped like pears, have the consistency of an apple, or the texture, but they kind of taste like star fruit. Don't know if you've ever had that before. I just took a picture of this because this person had so much going on. I just didn't even know. It's really cool that the hotel gave us free breakfast every morning, so I definitely took advantage of that because I needed my energy before I, went to Computex. And the bacon here, wow, what a disappointment. I didn't think anyone could mess up bacon. I mean, you just put the bacon in the pan and then you flip it. Some other things like tomatoes there, sausages. Do not be fooled by these sausages. They were so bland. I felt like I was eating nothing. There were also dumplings, which I didn't really try. I didn't feel like it, and some other cold dishes. And there was an area where you can make an omelet. That was cool. And I also had porridge or congee, whatever you want to call it, most mornings with some meat and some fruit because, like I said, I really wanted the bacon, but it just wasn't very good. I did do a little bit of shopping, but not much, mostly just for others. But I did see these really funny wooden squares that taught you life lessons like be a man. I'm just kidding. If there was one of Addie in here, I would have bought this, but there wasn't, so whatever. And I really hope this block means everything is okay times 3. I also got bitten by a lot of mosquitoes, mostly on Elephant Mountain, but also a lot when I got back, well, before I got back, and horrible. So I had to get some variant of Tiger Balm, and this is it. And I also visited another temple-like place where people just go to pray, give their wishes and whatnot. And I heard that a lot of Japanese people come here to wish for, like, marriage or something. And I think it's mostly successful. Very interesting. So you would buy this paper and the incense, and you would give this paper to the gods as an offering. And then you would light the incense and pray, and then put the incense in the, I'm not sure what that's called, vat? And inside this little temple, there were these very ornately dressed, I suppose, gods and mini-gods that you would also pray to. It was all a very interesting experience. And more of the street that we were on. And I have this issue when I eat Hunan spicy food or just a lot of really spicy food. Like, I'll eat it and it's fine. And then, you know, maybe 12 hours later or 8 hours later, I will feel it. It will be really painful and probably an ulcer, but anyway, these were amazing. Take 2 green and 1 white, and I didn't feel anything. Even po chai gave me a slightly unpleasant feeling the next day, so I would highly recommend this. And then we got some lunch. This chicken was so good, so cheap too. We also stopped by a jewelry shop, and oh my gosh, you know how when you see something, this pendant for me, and you just have to have it, whatever it is. I don't really see many things I just have to have, but this was one of them, and this was 10,000 Taiwanese dollars, so I was like, nope. Our first tech stop was this building right here, and I love how the windows look like rubber grommets. I mean, A+ for effort. We saw some cool tech and stopped by Samsung as well as New Trend. Love the balloon androids here. And we also saw some drones, which was really cool, but too bad we couldn't fly this one indoors. Intel was a cool stop. They had some new products as well as a claw machine. Those things are rigged. They're always rigged. We also saw 3D printing in progress. That was really awesome. I really like that red guy right there, so I had to take a photo. Here's a look at the MSI booth. I took some photos of the motherboards as well as the laptops, and Razer booth, also equally dark for the gamers. Definitely loving the line of Chroma keyboards and, you know, just people chilling. We also went to Asus, saw some cool stuff there. I saw this big display and I thought to myself, am I at 15,000 yet? Because that's so exciting. And I just kind of left this on here for any passerbys. I took a picture of this because this was creepy. That is all. And also saw some really detailed work on these anime figurines. The only one I really know right now is Sakura, Cardcaptor Sakura, as I watched that growing up. And this is the Strafe keyboard by Corsair. It's kind of like the K70, minus a few things, such as no RGB, and watch out for the full review later on. Corsair also showcased some power supplies at their party and the H110i GTX. They even had hors d'oeuvres, but I didn't have time to eat because I was just working most of the time. Oh well, too bad. And I bumped into Kane, yay! He's always awesome. And his shoes, I couldn't help but notice, but yes, cow shoes. And then there was Logan. I'm always happy to see this guy. He's always so friendly and happy and tall, very, very tall. And the Corsair party was pretty awesome, I have to say. I saw some cool tech, and then they showed Witcher, I believe, on the Bulldog, which was the 4K system, and it was pretty flawless. It looked great. Here's a look at their Bulldog logo. It looks so strong, but every time I see a real Bulldog, I'm thinking, oh my god, so cute, so ugly, and so cute. And of course, there were a lot of booth babes all over Computex, and who doesn't like eye candy, right? This is actually a pretty interesting system, and I would like to test it out if I get the chance. And here's another photo of the Bulldog next to the Lapdog. And the Lapdog is just a dock for your keyboard and mouse. And you can buy the versions that come with the K-series RGB keyboards or your own. But, you know, keep in mind if you have a larger keyboard, the mouse mat area will have to be cut off. But this is great for when you're sitting on your couch and just enjoying, you know, a game or even a movie. Here's a closer look at the Bulldog, and here's Paul. Looking good, man. I love how this picture has Logan, Paul, and then there's me. Corsair also took me out to get a late night snack. I wasn't into all the pasta, so I just got breakfast. And then I went to pick up my Computex badge. Yay, first Joanne Tech Lover badge. I saw a Ducky channel. Didn't really get to say hi because I was really busy working, but just cool that they're at Computex. And then the G-Skill booth was really sick looking. Look at that design. And here's the top of it. We also stopped by Asus, but more on that in a bit. I saw a lot of these open systems at the G-Skill booth. I really liked these cooling fans over the RAM that just look like goggles. And of course you need that much cooling for all of that overclocking you're doing. Here's a look at a greased up bare bones X99 godlike gaming motherboard of MSI and what it really looks like. I'll show you a better picture down the line. We went to the MSI party. It was really cool, a lot of strobe lights, and I also took photos of their tech. And they were playing Final Fantasy Type 0 at the party on these machines, and I'm like, oh, must play. And there were models on the catwalk showing off components, which is new to me, as I usually see models showing off clothes, but whatever works. MSI also had plenty of food to give us. I really like the mini burgers the most, very tasty. And then MSI was celebrating their 29th anniversary. The cake was good, wish I ate more. The guys at Final Fantasy went up to the stage and talked to everybody, and I really had to talk to them because I wanted them to bring back Final Fantasy 9, which is like my favorite of all time, so hopefully they will. And we also had a raffle, but unfortunately I didn't win the Apache laptop. The next morning we went to the Gigabyte booth and saw some cool tech there, as well as cosplayers. I was not expecting to see them, just booth babes, but they look great. And then there were also a bunch of motherboards on the wall, which I was like, oh, I must know about all of them. And so some guy explained it to me, and that was really cool. And who doesn't like to see a custom cooled PC, right? And yay for Skylake motherboards! I'm so glad I got to see them before they hit the market, and I gotta say, the CPU socket is way smaller than the X99 platform. We went up to the Gigabyte suite, and there's Leon derping right here. But beside that, I did see this really cool PC. Yes, this is a PC that looks like a robot. I wish it could move and destroy things. I'll show you more pictures of that in just a bit, but here are some other Skylake motherboards. These are the G1 gaming boards, but if you want to know more about these, I did do an interview with Leon on the NeweggTV YouTube channel, so be sure to check that out. And here's more cool PC art. Here's a closer look. You can see where the motherboard is and where the graphics card is seated. And here's the back of the bug robot that we saw earlier. And the fox actually moves. He pulls the levers with his arms. And then I had a very bland, uneventful lunch at the cafe. But it's okay, it's just cafe food, so whatever. I thought it was really cool that they use wine glasses for decoration. Asus had some cool stuff like this G-Sync monitor with a really solid base. And also their G-Sync laptops. It seems to be the thing at Computex this year. Here are some AMD FreeSync monitors, which should be something to look forward to for some of you out there. And here's a look at the Asus Strix 980 Ti graphics card with DirectCu3 cooling technology. And as you can see, it's got 3 cooling fans, as well as I believe 10mm thick heat pipes, which is just sick. So we went back to G.Skill pretty much every day, and here's another look at their open systems, as well as gaming mice and gaming keyboards. That's something you definitely may want to watch out for from G.Skill, and check out NeweggTV for more details on these G.Skill products. They also had headsets there as well. Here's another shot of their open system, and I love that the memory has been overclocked to 3333 megahertz, which is crazy. I think there was another unit on the other side that was overclocked to 3800 megahertz. Wow. Here's a closer look at the Ripjaws 4 memory, as well as a whole roast pork, yummy. And here's another look at the steak booth. It was really good, except I think you put a little bit too much salt. Anyway, funny story, I was handing this guy 100 Taiwanese dollars and the bill slipped into the oil. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I was gonna just give him another one, but he's like, oh, no worries. He just lifts the grill, takes out the money and just wipes it down. I'm like, okay, all right, thanks. And we had to have the snow ice because it was hot, humid and hot, so hot. Anyway, snow ice is delicious because it's ice with a milky flavor, and the mango tastes like, you know, canned peaches, which is probably not good for you, but it sure is tasty. So I gave in. I was like, oh my God, my feet are killing me. I need to get new shoes. So this is probably day 3 or 4, I don't remember. But I got these for 400 Taiwanese dollars. It was 490, but I had to negotiate. And they were so comfortable, oh my God. These were the least gaudy shoes that I saw, so I'm like, okay, I'll take these. And it was like walking on cushions. It was awesome. We also stopped by the Asus, was it building or floor? I'm not sure. And we saw a Matador cow that was made from chips. So sorry that's a little blurry, but here's the front of the cow, and took some photos of motherboards, of course, as well as this. This is the Mona Lisa. I didn't see it at first. Wow. But if you look closely at the Mona Lisa, it's just a bunch of ports and, you know, pieces of PCB and audio connectors and whatnot. It's really awesome. And then you also see some capacitors, just a lot going on here. I mean, it's very impressive. We stopped by the Confucius Temple, and oh my God, it was so hot that day, but we did see some cool stuff, like these cute little old men and a gift shop. I saw this frog figurine toy thing, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so cute. It's one of those things I just really wanted, but for 1,100 Taiwanese dollars, I was like moving right along. I did get a coin holder though, because I prefer to buy functional items because if I can get some use out of it, then it was created with a purpose. Here's another look at the Confucius Temple. It was really colorful. I liked it and the history behind it. This will tell you, I believe. It was torn down by the Japanese when they were occupying, I believe, but then it was rebuilt again sometime in the 1900s and opened third quarter of the 1900s. And here's a look at a dragon carving at the foot of the temple. We had hot pot after at the small restaurant, and you know, if it's crowded, it's probably pretty good. But the only problem I had with it was the beef. It was just so fatty, and I'm just like, where's the meat? And this was the place we ate at. If you're curious, the red tea was really good. It was cold, plentiful, and free. The hot pot was 120 Taiwanese dollars, much like a lot of things that we ate, which is totally affordable for what you get. And onto the MSI booth, where we saw, of course, G-Sync laptops, as well as the PX60 Prestige, which is definitely for business professionals, and then another Skylake motherboard. Oh, it's beautiful, yes. I've noticed that they're all in the 170 or 100 something series. Here's a look at MSI's X99A Godlike gaming motherboard. If you want more details, definitely check out the video I did for Newegg. And I gotta say, a lot of companies decked out their booth at Computex, like MSI, and it looks good. There's just a lot of cool PCs connected to robots, as well as this stuffed animal, and I had a clip stand next to this one because I just wanted to show its size. Also, I checked out the Intel 750 series SSDs as an add-in card and as a 2.5-inch drive. That was awesome. And the Compute Stick is definitely a cool system to take on the go, especially if you're presenting, maybe for work. It's got Windows 8.1 out of the box. It's just tiny. It's like, I don't know, bigger than your lipstick, of course. It's very portable, which is one of its draws, and you'll just need a display with an HDMI port to be able to plug this sucker in. Also saw the Dell Venue 8 tablet. Something really cool about it is the Intel's RealSense technology, but more on that later. And these were the 6 overclockers that were competing for the $10,000 first prize. And here's some overclocking gear. And I also saw a large Zen garden inside of a mall. Anyway, we ate at a Chinese restaurant and had some pork ears as well as a fatty pork and a bun. It was pretty good, I have to say, but we did have leftovers, and unfortunately I couldn't find anyone to give them to. This is the Acer Revel 1 mini PC, and what's cool about this is you can install up to 6 terabytes of storage, which is insane, and it also comes with Windows 8.1 out of the box. Also saw some Acer tablets, and this one has a magnetic hinge, so you can go ahead and remove the tablet part and reverse the screen. Very cool. More mini PCs, and this one is ASRock's B-Box. And what's really cool about this is that it comes with a USB Type-C port, as well as 2 HDMI and a display port, so it can plug up to 3 monitors. Woohoo! This is ASRock's G10 gaming router, very unique and edgy design, and it's supposed to be the world's fastest router. I ate at the cafeteria at Computex, and these spicy sausages were not bad. And then we saw some cool systems at Thermaltake, as well as open systems, and this reminds me that I really need to get my test bed up and running. Here's another look at the G-Skill booth, their World Cup, as well as their World Record stage. And this is the winner of the OC World Cup 2015. $10,000, congrats, man. And he also got 10 G's in cash. Beautiful Benjis. We had hot pot that night, and this place is supposed to be really famous. It is pretty good, but I wish I had more sauces, and I did not enjoy their pork blood or whatever blood that was. However, their beef was very, very delicious. I can always go for hot pot, so I'm not super picky. And I saw an 85 Degrees bakery here. Everything looked delicious, but I did not get any. This is one of the last breakfasts that I had at the Miramar Garden, and they had Chinese donuts. Yummy. I meant to take a photo of this the first time I was on the Computex floor, but whatever, I have it now. Titanium! Wow. I think the highest I saw was platinum, and I believe those were the G-Skill PSUs. Here's a closer look at the Dell Venue 8 tablet, and what I wanted to show you was this photo. So I'm in the back and this tablet is in front. You can refocus and post, which is amazing because this tablet has 3 cameras. And also, if you just tap on one corner and then tap somewhere else, it'll give you the measurements because of Intel's RealSense technology. So this is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Here's just a cool photo of Lamb, the winner, overclocking. InWin also had a really cool case to show. So this is collapsible. Oh my god, so cool. And this is what it looks like once it is in one piece. I also took some photos of the Antec cases, really liking that panel right there. Everything looks so ninja. And it was someone's birthday, not mine, so got a cake. Yay, it was delicious. Cougar took me out the last night I was in Taipei, which is really awesome of them, and I got some more snow ice, as well as used my awesome G4 phone to take night photos, no flash of course, and they turned out really well, like not super blurry or anything like that. And this was my last meal, some cake. It's even got a gold leaf on it. I'll take it. Last photo, I'm all packed up and ready to head home, and there's a new umbrella. I always seem to buy umbrellas overseas because it always rains there, but never here. That concludes my Computex 2015 trip. Sorry for the late upload. I've just been trying to adjust my clock and unwind a bit because I've just been really tired and I just needed that breather, but I'm back. If you like what you saw and you want to see more like it, be sure to hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as follow me on social media. Joanne Tech Lover Facebook fan page, Joanne Tech Lover again on Twitter, and Joanne Tech Lover once more on Instagram. Don't forget to hit the donate button to help expand this channel and feed this techie. Be sure to check out my other YouTube channels, JTL Lifestyles for everyday gadgets and JTL Cuteness Overload for an injection of cuteness into your everyday. And I really need to update my JTL website. I should write something about that for my Computex trip. And I did want to thank you all for the 50,000 subscribers. I hit that number on JTL while I was away at Computex, and I didn't get a chance to properly thank you all, so and I guess I'll see you next time.